Battering thunder, striking with lightning up high, chaos and fire, ashes that fall from the sky. Welcome to the new wave of traditional heavy metal, guys.
Well, it's Metal Asylum. You know, new wave of traditional heavy metal is
Right.
a different
And that's
channel.
lyrics from the new Wings of Steel record.
Yes, great stuff. And by hat tip to new wave of traditional heavy metal, great YouTube channel and force of nature. Yeah, well, thanks, Rich. Awesome intro. Yeah,
So that's what we're talking about.
yeah, this is Rich Catino over there to whichever direction. Mark Pruett, also a subject matter expert in this field from Whiskey Network and the new wave of traditional heavy metal. And me, Jack Mangan from Support Life and Music. Again, I owe a lot to Mr. Rich Catino from MetalAsylum.net. We're both active with Metal Hall of Fame. And, you know, you'll see us sometimes pop in on the Metal Voice, but, you know, we can't claim to be in the inner circle there. But, you know, we always appreciate Jimmy K and all he's done. Anyway, I'm going to shut up, you guys. This is a great topic. I'm glad we're here. Oh, Mark, say hi.
Hi.
And this is a topic, everybody, that I do monthly at Sea of Tranquility with Pete Pardo. We pick 3 bands, sometimes 5 bands. Sometimes we talk about new records that are out from these bands, but we talk about all the great stuff that's been coming out from the new wave of traditional heavy metal from the past 10, 15 years.
Well, let's kick off like we had talked about before we started recording. You know, I'll just go first, but so the 3 of us are each going to kind of give our take of what NWOTHM means, new wave of traditional heavy metal. So for me, I actually have some notes here. So I'm gonna look. So it is a subgenre. It's a metal subgenre. It's a modern metal subgenre, and it harkens back to the classic sounds of metal in the 80s. You know, the Raven, Iron Maiden, of course, Priest. You know, a lot of new wave of British heavy metal bands from back that time. So what new wave of traditional heavy metal will not have, it will not have a lot of the kind of bells and whistles that came out in the metal scene after that. Like you're not going to hear a lot of growls, you're not going to hear rap, you're not going to hear samples or blast beats or anything. It's going to use kind of the tenets of classic metal, you know, in new ways. For it's on new music. It's not cover bands. It's new music, but it's doing kind of old school metal. So I don't know. What do you guys? I'll turn it over to the ball's up, Rich or Mark.
Go ahead, Mark.
Okay, I'll go. I was going to say I choose Rich. So I'm the anti-gatekeeper. So I'm gonna actually agree. No new metal, no rap, no anything like that. But the premise is there. Iron Maiden, Judas Priest. You know, the basis of old school heavy metal is what influences these bands. But you know, post 2005 releases. I'm going to amend your definition to be expanded to include, because my list includes some of these bands, perhaps a little bit of prog, you know, getting a little technical. I'm also going to throw in both power metal and doom metal because there is a very strong influence with those 2 particular types of bands.
And some bands do have that style too, which are connected to traditional heavy metal. You know, doom is connected to traditional metal. It's got the qualities.
Yep.
So does power metal, but it's just faster, right? It's like mixing speed metal with traditional metal with the big band anthemic choruses.
People who love Sirathungal probably like Judas Priest and Iron Maiden. There isn't a hard brick wall that is between those 2, and I think that's why I'm sort of being aggressive. That's one of the things that's important to me is, you know, let's wrap our arms around pretty much everything.
Yeah, and I want to say really quickly. Sorry, Rich. I want to say really quickly. I do agree. As actually even in my notes, I think there's definitely overlap between modern power metal, stoner doom for sure. A band like Castle Rat, or I would say, is also a little bit of NWOTHM, and then thrash. I think thrash has some. Now I would not include bands that are 100% thrash. Like if there's some great modern thrash bands, and there are some great modern thrash bands, I would not call them NWOTHM.
I'm hearing some gatekeeping. I'm hearing a little gatekeeping.
A little bit, But thrash is a lot more aggressive and heavier than a doom or a power metal. Power metal is more familiar to the new wave of traditional heavy metal, which came from the new wave of British heavy metal,
Well,
right?
the good news is I have a thrash adjacent band that's on my list, so we can talk
Excellent.
about that.
Okay.
Me too. Me too. All right, Rich. I'm sorry I've been stepping on you. Go ahead.
No, you're good. I was trying to throw that in there, that something like a power metal, or you said, Mark, like a prog metal, like Fate's Warning, old Fate's Warning, and old Queensryche. Those bands are so in the family with bands that would be from the new wave of traditional heavy metal, right? Especially
Yep.
new wave of British heavy metal from the 80s as well. So those kind of bands, sure, they would be included in this conversation. You know, even though they have more qualities of Halloween and Gamma Ray and Stradivarius and Blind Guardian, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, they're not out of the question, or not under the umbrella.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right.
Hey, I'm not going to tell you guys are wrong. Well, unless maybe if you pick Limp Bizkit or George Michael or Stevie Wonder,
Right.
then I'll probably tell you.
Hey, I like
You know
George
that
Michael. Come
now
on.
we're off the rails.
I
But
like
like,
George Michael too.
when I reviewed this record though for Bravewords, I said that I cited influence from, or I heard in the music, Judas Priest, Vicious Rumors, which is more speed metal, right?
Yep.
Gamma Ray, so there's power metal qualities in here, right? And who's the prog band? Crimson Glory. The way
Crimson Glory.
the guy sings, the way the harmonies are created in this band. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Good one.
power
That's good.
metal, prog metal, little speed metal, power metal. It's all part of that new wave of traditional heavy metal sound.
Absolutely.
It seems like Rich, like you're already on your first band. We want to just dive right in.
Should we dive right into that
Yeah,
one?
go,
We were
go,
going to talk
go.
about 5. 2 of them I picked are ones that have been around for fairly short amount of time, right? Ambush have been around since 2014. That's when Firestorm came out. You guys know that band, right? From
Yep.
Sweden.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I just reviewed their newest record.
Yeah. So Ambush is the new record is Evil in All Dimensions. I don't have the CD with me, but I got to get it. But that's
Fantastic record. Good
it,
Lord.
dude. It is so good. I watched their performance at Keep It True, I think it was, right?
Keep it true. Yep. They were just
Over the
there.
summer, and Wings of Steel played too.
Yep.
And man, Ambush are kind of like if you mixed Accept with Saxon,
Absolutely.
more so Accept,
Yep.
but it's got that spirit of that classic Accept German heavy metal sound.
Yep. Yep.
With the
Very
twin
classic.
guitars, and the twin guitars, twin melodies. You know, great singing, good hooks. It's nice and ballsy. You know.
Good songs. Yeah, that's going to be on my list as well. It's a good album. The new album. I mean, it's good stuff.
Yeah, it's
So
their 4th album. So they've been around since 2014. So that's kind of a fairly new band out of the genre, right? 10 years.
yeah. So this is your first choice then? Your first entry is Ambush then, Rich?
Yeah, I'm going to put
Yeah.
in Ambush as my first. Yeah, go
Yeah.
ahead. Who's next?
Good one. All right, Mark, why don't you take us with your first pick?
Well, I gotta go. I gotta go. I gotta go with the band. I gotta go with Haunt. Haunt is they're prolific, talented, and just an amazing live band. I give all the credit in the world to Trevor William Church because the guy is just a madman. He's put out 13 records, I think, in a very
They put
short
out like a
period.
record a year,
Yeah, yeah.
and like 2 or 3 singles a year.
And if you want a great metal show, get your ass to a Haunt show because you will not be disappointed. And it's just he's the granddaddy of them all.
Well, and let me say, in this year, there's also a new album from The Haunted, who are kind of like a heavy thrash, almost like a Soulfly Sepultura style. So don't get confused because they're very different. In fact, the new Haunt record, as Rich and I were even talking about the other day, it's almost AOR. I mean, it's almost like Journey
Ignite,
level.
name of the
Yeah,
album.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and there's actually an act that's called The Haunt, and for a hot minute, they're like a cabaret, adult
Oh,
contemporary band, and they were
huh.
ending up on the Haunt fan page, and they're like, "What the hell is this with all the skeletons and metal?" And we don't know what the hell's going on, but that seems to have died down. So Haunt's a popular connotation here in the world of metal.
And
Yeah.
Haunt are fairly new too. Their first EP, I'm looking this up now. Luminous Eyes came out in 2017. So you got another band that's fairly new.
Well, Trevor was with Beastmaker before that,
Right.
which was
That's right.
a little more doom, but that wasn't like years and years. That was a couple of years leading up to it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was good stuff. Actually, I'll admit my ignorance. I didn't know he was involved with them. That was a band I really liked their stuff. I like Beastmaker. So good stuff. All right, I'll jump in if just to keep us rolling. I'm gonna go right for the throat. I think with probably to me just the best of the best of the bunch is Night Demon. I think Jarvis Leatherby is just one of the kings of the scene,
Here, here.
and
Yep.
their songs are just absolutely killer. Like, and you know they do absolutely amazing maiden covers if you see them live.
Yeah.
I got to say about Night Demon also, I've said this before, so you might be hearing me repeat this. Night Demon are
Mhm.
one of those bands, like, I've seen them do a couple of opening slots, and every time the audience is mixed between people who know every single fucking word and other people who are just like not really checked in, but then by the end of Night Demon
Yeah.
set, those people are fully invested, banging their heads and pumping their fists. Night Demon is a force of nature live, but also great on record. So Night Demon, that's
And
my
they're a
number one.
three-piece, which is
Yes.
different. Not too many of these bands are a three-piece.
Yes. Yep. Yep. And yeah, and oh crap, what's Brian Wilson. And I don't want to leave out the guitar player. The guitar player is a maniac. He's really good, but Brian Wilson is one of the premier drummers in the scene today too. So yeah, you're right, Rich. So just a fantastic band. So
Well,
that's me,
There's
Night
a
Demon.
lot of crossover and similarity to Motorhead at times.
I, I was lucky enough to see the bill Haunt, Night Demon, and Satan together at the Whiskey.
Awesome.
Now that's
Yeah,
a
same thing here in New
powerhouse
Jersey.
show right there.
Yep.
Yes. Um, all right. I mean, yeah, we can geek out about Night Demon for like 2 hours, I think, the three of us. But all right, Rich, why don't you keep the ball rolling?
I want Rich's number 2. Come on.
Next tonight, my second one. I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go more old school now because this movement's been around since I'm gonna say 2010, but this band's first album came out in 2008. They're called Enforcer. You guys know them?
Yep.
Yes.
One of the first bands I got into when I got into this sound that was out there. It was Enforcer, Striker. Um, who else, guys? Who am I forgetting from the first wave?
Well, I don't want to say because I've got a band.
Oh, I
I'm
left
gonna.
somebody out, and you're going to school me.
Well, no,
But
I'm
Enforcer
gonna.
and
Yeah,
Striker are two of
I think
them.
I have the band on my list that you're probably thinking of, and I'm not telling you.
Somebody's slipping my mind right now, but Enforcer and Striker were two of the ones that have been around since that timeline, since 2008. So their first one came out in 2008. These guys are a nice mix of they got that Motorhead kind of energy, but a lot of the twin guitar harmonies and melodies, kind of more speed metal, the earlier stuff. But as they went along, when you get to the album Zenith, this album, it's much more melodic. Like when you listen to like Die for the Devil or the ballad Regrets. By this album, there's more hooks and more melody, and it's not as fast and aggressive as their first few records, but still very good. I really love From Beyond. I think that was my gateway album for them. Destroyer and Undying Evil, great song titles too.
It's a great cover.
Yeah, great artwork.
Yep,
I
love the
think for
artwork.
this tour, what's that?
Love the artwork.
I think for
Yeah.
this, yeah, it's cool. If I'm correct, they already have 2 live albums out, by the way, as well. Live by Fire, there's 2 of them. So when they did From Beyond, no, it came out after Zenith. There was one Live by Fire, which came out in 2015. That was the live one I remember seeing the footage. And then they did another one, Live by Fire 2 in 2021. So if you're looking for these guys live, there's actually some pro shot of them. They're excellent. Little bit heavier than like a Striker and some of the other bands, a little more aggressive, but no less on the melody and the guitar melodies and the singing. Good stuff.
Nice. All right, Mark.
I was looking it up. I was cheating while Rich was talking because
That's
I
good.
maybe
'Cause I know I forgot somebody.
maybe this wasn't timing wise. It didn't work out. But my next choice is Eternal Champion.
Yes. Oh, good call.
2013 ish.
Yep.
I think they're a pillar here in the pantheon that we're building for new wave of traditional heavy metal. Just everything that you can imagine. I'm gonna kind of put them in the category of power, or is the power metal
Mhm.
being kind of a major influence. But for the length of time that they've been around, and for their live performances, I think a band that's adjacent, Visigoth, the lead singer wearing the chainmail coif, and just the whole thing, like those two bands, you can't lose.
Very big, epic,
Yes.
strong choruses, right? They feel like you're going to a castle and you're going to fight with the Vikings and the dragons and things, right?
Yes, if you
Yeah.
were into Dungeons and Dragons and metal,
Yeah,
Eternal Champion is where it's at.
yeah.
Yeah. Rich and I
Another
were,
one too, as we're talking about them, Gatekeeper
Another good band, another great band
in
yeah.
the same
in
family,
the
that type of
in
a
the
style.
in the D&D family. Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Rich and I were big on that Eternal Champion record. Just like, what was it, last year, right? That was
Last year,
yeah,
yep.
yeah. We're big on that one. Yeah. And actually, in the lead up to recording this, like over the weekend, I did do some Googling just to make sure I wouldn't miss something really obvious. And yeah, a lot of the chatter is about Eternal Champion, which warms my heart because again, that was one that I know that Rich and I were big on. All right, well, speaking of that, I'm gonna go. My next choice is actually a band I wanted to double check, so I did just take a look at their discography. They've been around. Their first album came out in 2005, but I still think they count as a Icarus Switch. Their
Uh,
last two albums.
that's one band, Jack, that you've been championing for years now, right?
Yes, yeah, but they absolutely are 100% traditional metal, and
Yeah.
they're killer chops, killer songwriting, killer. The vocals are excellent, and just such like I could just see them on a tour with they could time travel back to like 1985 and play co-headline with Dokken. Like they just
They're
they
from
had.
Pennsylvania.
Are they really? Oh, yeah, yeah, I do know that. Yeah, they are from Pennsylvania. Yeah.
Yeah.
But an excellent band, and yeah, I appreciate what they're doing. Their last two albums have been just through the roof. So great band, Icarus Witch. If you don't know them, check them out.
Somebody can fact check me, but I believe they were at this weekend's Frost and Fire Festival put on by Jarvis Leatherby.
Oh, cool.
I
Oh,
believe that
nice,
band was there. Yes.
First
nice.
album came out in 2005. They have one, two, three, four. They got 6 albums.
Yeah. Yeah, I did I actually, like again, before I did my homework, I don't know if I realized that they had been around quite that long, but they feel new. They feel very relevant and important right now. Like they don't feel like, they're a bunch of teenagers. So good
Well, I mean, they're
stuff.
no Haunt with a bunch of albums, but
Yeah.
we'll let it slide, Jack. It's cool.
All right, Rich, who's your number three?
All right, I'm going with another one that's been around for a while. Let me just check, see how long they've been around. Uh, have you guys heard of Skullfist from Canada?
Heard of
Yes.
Skullfist.
That's the road. What was it? The one for the no, I'm gonna bungle the
Way of the Road.
Way of the Road. Yes. Great
Yeah, so
record.
they've been
Great.
around since 2010. That's Way of the Road.
Yeah.
And then this is the one I really like. This is what I got into with them was this album.
Yep.
Can you guys see it with the glare?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they've been around. Let's see. 2006. The EP was 2010. This album, Chasing the Dream, which that's my favorite one from them, was 2014. So they have 4 full-length albums so far, but this one's my favorite, Chasing the Dream. So these guys are very, how would you explain them? They're not like, they have the Maiden twin guitars and the Priest, but they're not so much like an Accept or like a Saxon. Like, what would you guys compare them to?
Yeah, they're a little more like American rock and roll, and there's a little bit more rock and roll to them. They're
Uh-huh.
they're a metal
Yeah.
band for sure, but like
Yeah, yeah, and they got the double bass going on with some faster, heavier songs too, and some
yeah,
shred.
There's a lot of hard rock that's baked into Skullfist. It's
Yes,
it's
yeah,
it's
like,
absolutely metal flavored hard rock, and that is
like
not that's not a gatekeeping comment. I'm all in on it. I think it's a great band.
right,
I'm all
but
over
it's
it.
still driving too, driving and heavy, like Sign of the Warrior off of this album. You're gonna pay, or
Yep.
Mean Street Rider. Awesome. Bad for Good. That's where they get their hard rock coming in, right? That was a great song, very catchy.
Very like a Iron Maiden rainbow crossover type of thing.
Yeah, I can hear that too. Yeah,
yeah.
good.
I'm looking up. I I forget the name of the song. I listed one of their songs as one of the best of
Which
the.
one? Is it off of this one, Chasing the Dream?
No, it was off of Way of the Road.
Way of the
I
Road.
got.
Which one?
I'm not going to find it, so we'll just keep
Witch
going.
Hunt? Witch Hunt? No, Witch Hunt's heavier.
Actually, let
Oh,
me.
Heart of Rio, right?
Um,
Or melodic?
yes, I think so. And actually,
Heart of Rio.
I'm looking at the metal for 2018. You and I both had that in our
Okay.
near the top for albums of the year.
They almost remind me of Raven at times. You know how Raven's new wave of British heavy metal, but they're aggressive and driving rhythms and everything, but they got the good melodies and the hooks. That's what
Yeah.
Skullfish reminds me of. More of a Raven.
All right, good stuff. All right, so I'm not trying to cut anybody off. Just Mark, what's you got a number three?
I can't decide. I can't. So, do you want me to go fast and aggressive, or do you want me to go prog? What, help me out here.
Rob,
We're not going to gatekeep on you, Mark. We want you
I I know you're not gatekeeping me because
we already fixed the gatekeeping. Actually,
I'm gonna
that was
get
a
my
good
licks
point.
in one way or another.
Yeah.
No,
No,
you
Okay.
no,
made a good point. That was
go. Yeah, go with who's right.
I heard prog. So I'm gonna take one from left field here. If this isn't a band that you've discovered, I hope you take the time. Hollis. I don't know if I'm pronouncing the name
never
correctly.
heard of it.
Hallas. Um,
Yeah,
they
I've seen
are
that.
let me you know what, I just had them up. They are Swedish, of course. They're been around
Okay.
since about 2011. Very 70s metal, hard rock influenced prog, but very lofty science fiction themes that kind of
Hmm.
go into it. Their albums are, these are the type of albums where you could put the headphones on, you can have a drink, you can have a smoke, you can listen to the whole record, and it just takes you to a different place.
Huh. 2017 was their first album, right?
I just did a quick look, and they formed in 2011, according to what I'm seeing.
Right.
But
But the first record's 2017, if I'm
yeah,
correct.
I've got a, since we're
Cool.
showing albums here, let me see if I can find one because I know that there's one behind me.
I gotta check them out. I don't know them.
Uh, anyways, I don't want to hold us up and I don't want to turn my back to the camera too much. But that to me, very much in the vein, very metal, but that prog influence and that sort of, again, very cerebral. Check them out because you will not be disappointed.
Nice. All
Star
right,
Rider. Star Rider is a great song to start with.
Star Rider by Hollis. Okay,
Yep.
nice.
All right, Jack.
All right. Well, I'll go with like I said, my last three are excellent. So, um, I'm gonna go with actually one of my favorite bands of this year is no, I'm not, never mind. I'll say that one. Striker, who's a band who I think are just kings of the new wave of traditional heavy metal scene. And
One of the first ones.
what's that?
One of the first ones.
Yeah, I think one of the most important bands out of Western Canada. Just great guys. I've had beers with them. I've seen them live. They do. I just saw them live like a month or so ago. They are absolutely kill it live. They've kind of leaned in. I know it's just not every fan is thrilled with. They've kind of leaned in on the '80s aspect. Like they've got the video of them with the neon colors riding around in a literal Pontiac Fiero that they
I'm not a
some
fan of that change of direction and the new record. What was it called? Ultra Power, I think.
yeah, the best of the best of the best of the best of the best. And
Yeah,
then
yeah. And I think I got you into those guys, right, Jack? I think I introduced you to Striker.
I think so. Yeah. Well, actually, it was a couple of years ago. I'll give you the credit, Rich. Yeah, but I think their Play to Win album is just phenomenal. I think
Yeah,
that.
love it. Yep.
But I mean, I like all the. I do like Ultra Power, but I that's my least favorite of theirs. I think I like the. And by the way, and I was telling Rich actually offline that the Ultra Power songs absolutely just slay live.
I
They
was gonna
just
say they're probably a lot of fun live.
yeah, they're fun and they're so energetic. So Striker is, I mean, I think you can't talk about this subject without talking about Striker. I
No,
think
you
they're that
have to.
important.
That's true.
Just I dug it up. This is the Hollis record.
Oh, cool. Nice
And
artwork.
Yeah, good
this
cover.
is the one that has Star Rider on it.
Okay.
All right, yeah, good cover.
And they're all like that. So huge props to them.
Nice. All right, well, yeah. So Striker is me. Rich, I guess.
Rich is up. Come on.
All right. Next one, I don't have the CD. I got to get their CD. Is Tail Gunner, who KK Downing from Judas Priest is going to be producing their next record. But I saw their live footage from one of the European festivals. I can't remember what it was over the summer that they played. If it was this summer or last summer, maybe Bloodstock. Maybe. Can anybody check to see? Let me see if I can find it. It's a killer performance, and I liked their music to begin with, and then when I saw them at the festival, I think it's Bloodstock, I was like, wow, these guys are quickly my new favorite. Their last album they had, it was called New Horizons. Oh no, sorry, Guns for Hire was the album, and the song was New Horizons. But I'm trying to find, yeah, it's Bloodstock 2024. If you can find that on YouTube, check it out. They're killer. They're great. It's like old Iron Maiden, but with new life. And
Nice.
it's the Diano era, and I would say Number of the Beast, Iron Maiden, around that time period. They're great.
All right. And then, in case everybody didn't count, one more time, name of the band.
Tail Gunner.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where are
Yeah.
they from? Does anybody know where they're from? I gotta look that up.
Yeah. We talked, you and I talked about them. I think that's another one we talked about last year. I
Yeah.
thought,
I
They're a
forgot where they're
UK,
from
I
though.
believe they're UK based, aren't they?
I think they are. Let me see. I'm gonna look them up now. Yes, they're English. Yep.
and I've never seen, did they ever say that they got their name from the Maiden song, or they just, I don't know
No.
if they ever officially said
I
that.
thought that they talked about that, and I thought they said that that was an influence,
Yeah.
or
Makes
maybe
Oh,
it
sense.
was
yeah,
just
one
a.
album. These guys are really new.
Oh yeah.
2023. It's
Uh-huh.
Guns for Hire was 2023. So these guys are really new.
Yep.
We're off to a great start.
Yeah. Yeah. That was a killer album.
Yeah.
All right. Good stuff. All right. Mark, fire away.
Um, as I'm cheating here because I want to give this next band, and I want to talk about their albums. I wanted to bring it up. The next band that I'm going to bring up is a Bay Area band, and they've put out a few albums. I'm looking here. 2016 is their first album, Metal Masses. Then you've got a couple of albums that are following that. The Powerhouse album 2022 is titled Reckoning, and the band is called Hellfire. I hear a lot of Slayer, a lot of aggressive Metallica-ish type of stuff. So this is a true blue metal band. Fantastic, fantastic live band. If if there is one band that's going to whip the crowd into a frenzy, it's going to be this band. Very strong, aggressive themes in their lyrics. Great music, very guitar forward. Um, Metal Masses, Free Again, Mania, and then again Reckoning out of 2022. I'm hoping to see if they come out with a new record. They are very active in touring here on the West Coast, but they do get picked up and they do a lot of other dates all over the place. So hoping for new
Is
music,
there
hoping to hear something from them.
Mark, is their logo one word or two words?
It's Hellfire, all one word.
California, San Francisco?
That is correct.
Okay, so they have one, two, three, four records since 2016.
Yep.
Okay. All right.
Nice.
Got to look into them. Don't know them either.
Yeah, I'll confess, I don't know them either. So yeah, good stuff.
Yep.
Um,
I'm doing the
all
Lord's work here, and I'm looking. There's a song that I want to tell you about that is. Well, carry on, and I'll interject.
right.
Okay.
All right. Well, yeah. So the next one I'm going to say who I was going to say is one of my favorite records of the year. So spoiler alert for when I talk about best albums of the year. But from the Cult of the Serpent Sun, you got the band Night, Nite.
Oh,
Yes.
that's
This
the
one,
one. You're right. And I told you about them too.
yeah,
I got
this
to
one,
take credit. I got to take credit, dude. That's another one I told you. And you're like, oh my God, dude, you called me. Your life was so good.
yeah. This one, I definitely know that this one was Rich's fault. What a great band though, and I you can't really wear out digital files, but I was listening to that record on repeat. And then I went
Mhm.
back and checked out their earlier. They only have 3 records, but I checked out their older stuff. I was like, holy shit, this amazing record is probably I like their older stuff even better. Like, what a great band. Like The only thing about them that's a little that maybe someone listening, if someone trying time travel from 1983 and listen to them, they might be off put by the vocals. I think the vocals are fantastic, but they're very gruff. Like there's no melodic tone to the vocals at all. But you know, the riffage is just there's so many great riffs. They never get even like, you know, Metallica level heavy. But it's definitely metal. It's
Yeah.
definitely it's you know the epitome of NWOTHM, but definitely do yourself a favor and check out the band Night, Nite. Great stuff.
I saw them, I believe it was LA Gates of Metal Festival, the last one that was on. It hasn't been on for a year and a half now, but they were on the bill for that. Fantastic band.
That's amazing. Yeah. I'm so jealous. I have so much envy of Marcus to see all the cool shows.
Well, Jack, down there by you, what do you have a festival there, or is it what I'm thinking of? It's Texas. I'm thinking of the Hell's Heroes Festival.
Texas is
Oh.
Hell's Heroes.
Hell's Heroes of Texas. Yeah. Yeah. We don't really have a metal festival in Phoenix. I'm gonna work on that. I'll get it started. I'll call Rob Halford, like, oh, yo, Rob, we gotta do this.
Hey,
Well,
that's not a
Night
bad
is-
idea. The Hellfire song that brings the house down, it's called Addicted to Violence. That's the song. If you're looking for a gateway into listening to Hellfire, go look up Hellfire Addicted to Violence.
And I think, Jack, when you talk about Night, their music and their sound with the vocal and the music kind of reminds me of like almost melodic black metal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
not as demonic of a voice. It's more of a gruff, right? And it's not death metal vocal. It's not barking and everything. It's just right. It's like this ominous sounding coarse vocal, right?
Yeah, right, exactly. He sounds a little demonic, but it's not like aggressive. He's not like it's not like
No,
a Tom Araya, like you know, like in
right.
your
Like
face.
Show No Mercy, like Slayer Show No Mercy kind of vocal. No, it's not like that.
Right, exactly. So yeah, but again, great songs. I think I can't say enough about this band. Great stuff. And yeah,
Yeah,
that
cool.
definitely blame Rich for that. All right, I think
Yep.
we're on our number 5 already, right? Rich,
Yeah.
what?
So mine is Wings of Steel. I don't know. This might be my number one album of the year. I think these guys in Ambush are going to battle it out in my top 3. This the just the 2 songs, the title, let's say 3. The title track, Winds of Time, which is the name of the record, then Burning Sands and We Rise are a perfect example of this band's songwriting, the hooks, the musicianship, the guitar player. When I wrote the review, I said this guy's the new gunslinger in town. Everybody's got to watch out for, because he delivers it all, and with the phrasing that you want to get without him over shredding. You know, it's made for the song, but he's laying it down. He's throwing in dive bombs in the songs. He's tapping, right? He's just all over the place, but it all makes sense within that song. Just check out Burning Times and We Rise.
Yeah.
And
Where are they based out of?
what's that?
Where are they based out of?
California.
Yeah.
I'm not too sure what city, but they're a California band.
I was going to say the same, Rich. So yeah, about the guitar player, that it's not wanky. He's not a wank guitar player. He there's a lot of melody and a lot of just really good
Yeah.
stuff. It's kind of a I say this intentionally. It's kind of a Kirk Hammett or a Brian Tatler, you know, influence, and Eddie Van Halen, like where it's not just about
Yeah.
melting your face. He will melt your face, but
He will know your face, yeah. But man, the way he layers it and the way he phrases it, and those 2 songs alone, and the title track, Winds of Time. But just go to Burning Sands and We Rise, and just from those 2 songs alone, you're gonna get this record, because it gives you a perfect layout of how these guys write great traditional heavy metal music in the spirit of, like I said before, Judas Priest, Vicious Rumors, because you get that, you know, that killer shredding that band does. And then you get a couple songs like Saints and Sinners, which has got that gamma ray power metal thing coming in. And We Rise, right? The way he sings that vocal is so Crimson Glory. The dynamics and the way he sings that vocal. Yeah, these guys are killer. Love
yeah,
this
he's
guy.
like a Steelheart. Like he's got like the range like
Yeah.
that, or
Right?
like
Yeah.
like a Michael Kiske. You know, he's definitely got some Michael Kiske.
Some depth there to that voice.
Yeah, and he doesn't always sing high. He does a mid range too, and then he does the singing. But I love the way he goes like from one octave up a little bit more, and then he goes up a little bit more, a couple times. Killer.
Yeah. All right, Mark, well, I guess I've got mine, but take us home, sort of.
All right. Well, you know what? I have no choice. I've got to put this band out there because I just saw them live and I think it's fantastic. And they are blowing up like crazy. This is a Doom influenced band. It's Castle Rat.
I have yet to listen to them. Jack talked about them too. Go ahead.
So good. So good.
Castle Rat is the newest album, the Bestiary. Do yourself a favor, put this on, listen to it cover to cover. Um, you know, speaking of the previous band, sort of the technical nature, the chops of this band are great, but it's not like that. This band is the total package. It's the visual, it's the chainmail bikini, it's the face paint, it's it's the plague doctor's mask, it's the vampire on stage, it's the druid on drums, and it's the rat repress that comes on and causes havoc. Read my review of the show that I just recently wrote on the new wave of traditional heavy metal.com, and you'll get a flavor for the storytelling that they do in person. There are very strong tendencies towards Ghost. I mean, it's obvious. They're not copying them. That's not a put down. That's just a great comparison. The whole record is awesome. And these guys right now and gal are absolutely 100% white hot. It is a female fronted band. She is a great singer. She has great chops on the guitars. The room was absolutely packed, and it was a thrilling show. It's probably one of the best shows that I've been to in the last couple of years,
Where are
just
they from?
from theatrical standpoint.
Where are they from?
They're from New York.
They're from New York.
Yeah.
Oh. And is it Ghost like Opus Eponymous or like Meliora, or what kind of Ghost are we talking about?
It's a little darker. It's earlier.
So the first album.
The first album, yes.
A little less.
It's
Sorry, Mark. Yeah. A little less Blue Oyster Cult, a little bit more kind of classic stoner, kind of Doom.
Yeah.
And I that's a blanket statement, but yeah, that album, like, you're lucky you saw them now because next year they're going to be playing theaters. Like, this band is
Wow, really?
one of the
I need to get
stories of
on
the
it.
year.
I need to get on it because
we saw them in a tiny club in like the worst part of Los Angeles.
Wow.
And I kept waiting for the announcement that they were going to upgrade the show because the show was sold out for quite some time. And I'm surprised that they did not get upgraded to a bigger venue because they could have packed it there because there were more people that absolutely wanted to go. But they are back overseas right now, or they are overseas right now playing some festivals. I would be willing to bet you that they're probably going to do another North America run, and I don't know, 26, it behooves them to probably put out some new music and strike while the iron is hot.
Yeah.
Jeez.
That's one of my albums of the year. It's also like it's melodic. Like, there's beautiful moments of the album, and it's really, it's a great listening experience. I'm so jealous, Mark, that you got to see them live.
It's
Like,
it's a total package. I can't stress it enough. I mean, I think if I go and see a band and I know I'm going to write about it, sometimes I don't sort of pre-plan and listen. I like to go in and experience it as it was. The songs that I just sort of breezed by and was like, okay, checkbox or whatever. Listening to them live, I'm all in. Like, I was back at the bar and the crowd was to me standing back against the bar. That's how full this room was. And it was a full-on show. Fantastic. Absolutely. This is what the genre needs. The genre needs this type of thing. And I'd say it's healthy, it's awesome, and let's keep supporting them.
yeah, nice. All right.
Yeah. Check this out because that came out this year, the Bestiary.
Yep, 2025. I don't know exactly. I think it's just recently that it's been out earlier, not too much earlier in the year.
So yeah, I think this is only their second record, but yeah, it's
the second one.
Yeah.
Hey, Jack, it's time for you to stand up. Your watch is telling you got to stand up, bro.
Oh, thank you for pointing that out. Yeah, Snoopy was on before. Yeah, there's Snoopy on.
We don't need your fifth pick. You need to stand up for your health.
All right. So my fifth pick is all right.
At least you're wearing pants this time.
Yes, this time. My fifth pick is actually the Rich. This is one I told Rich beforehand. There's one that none of us had thought of. So actually, for this one, I don't need to stand up. I need to dangle from the ceiling in a straitjacket. Is Evil Invaders. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Just and actually, they like I would have said no again, no gatekeeping, but I would not have called them new wave of traditional heavy metal. I would have said they're more balls to the wall thrash. But their
Yeah.
last record was super melodic, and
Right.
they dove right into the new wave of traditional heavy metal.
Mhm.
And more, I applaud bands who are willing to mix it up, who are not just going to say we're this flavor, we are, rum raisin and that's it. We don't do anything else. I love the fact that they mix it up. And I think the new album was also, well, I shouldn't call it new. Let me think. I got my 2020, yeah, it's 2022 is the last one. So Evil Invaders, get on it, man. You guys got to come back with some new stuff. But
Yeah.
the Mental Penitentiary, that song just that was like the song of the year that year. Like that
Yes,
just
I
gets,
remember that.
yeah. And that goes back to what, 2019, I think, or
That's the
no,
previous
actually
album. Yeah,
20,
that was
2017. Feed Me Violence.
2017. That was Feed My Violence.
Yeah, but their first full-length record was 2015. Great band, Evil Invaders. So sorry, that's all of our picks. But I think there's a couple of bands
Can,
we gotta throw bones to,
can
right?
I
Oh,
beg, please, 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 can we
please.
just have each of us one last time for honorable mentions? Because I wrote 25 bands, right? And I had to choose five, and that was really difficult. So
Yeah.
I'm willing to go last or whatever, but just quick rapid fire. We don't just kind of nod your head because I think that there's a ton of runner-ups here that deserve honorable mention.
That's kind of where I was going, Mark. Yeah, so we're on the same page. So yeah, we definitely there are bands we have not talked about that we need to. Absolutely. So I don't care who goes first, Mark. I
Rich,
mean,
go. Come on, Rich.
all right, Rich,
Go.
throw some out.
Hey, I gotta find my graphic now of my collage I sent you guys so I could
You want me to
remember.
go while you're doing that then?
I got it.
Okay.
Got it. So we got. Oh crap! I just lost it now. All right. Road Wolf. If you like Ambush, you'll like Road Wolf. They got that accept Saxon thing happening. A lot of Saxon in that band. I really like them. Um, I don't know if they're still around. Warrior Path. They were pretty cool. They kind of were like a Eternal Champion type of a band. Snakebite. Do you guys know Snakebite?
Nope.
Um,
Got to check it out.
Snakebite got a little bit of a white snake thing going on with them, which I like. Let's see who else. I got one or two more. Hold on a minute, because we talked about a lot already.
yeah, I have a shitload too, but I'm
We
gonna
already
rattle
got we
off
already got
quickly.
15 out. 15 out. We talked about just about our five each.
Yeah,
Let's see. This band that Jack told me about, who I remember, and he refreshed my memory. Creatures, who have a new
yeah,
song. Hittin'. I really like them. Jack got me into those guys a few years ago. They were more of
Saw
an 80s
I
80s glam metal mixed with
I saw
traditional metal.
Hitten's first U.S. show earlier this year.
How did it go
On
over? Good.
oh, unbelievable, unreal.
Awesome. Awesome.
very melodic. Very.
I'll give you two more. Let's see. Claymorian are really cool. They got a female singer.
Yeah, good call. That's a good one. Good call.
Claymorian and let's see. There's two I'm gonna. I was thinking to mention, but I think Jack's gonna mention them because he likes them, so I'm not gonna say it.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Uh, Crystal Viper.
Yep.
There no more.
There are
Yeah.
no more, really.
Yeah.
Jack, I know you like them.
Yeah.
And this band out of Spain, if I'm correct, they were called Shadows, which I think they're still around. Shadows of, I think if you're trying to find them on Facebook, let me just see if I can find them. I think, oh, Chile. No, I'm sorry. Shadows of Chile. If you want to find them on Facebook, they're very like ghost-ish. And they wear like the hoods on stage. They're kind of mysterious, kind of doomy, melodic, but it's not slow doom, and it's not like kind of like this Castle Rat. It sounds like you're explaining. There's definitely more movement to the music, and it's a little
Yeah.
more progressive. Who do they remind me of? It's not like a Candlemass. It's not that kind of a thing. Maybe it has some elements of them, but they're really interesting. I thought they're really cool. Hopefully they're still around. So they're called Shadows, but when you look them up, it would be Shadows of Chile.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right, I'm just gonna rattle. Like I said, I'm gonna look at my list and rattle off. I might have some doubles on my notes here, but there's so Witch Hazel has a new record out. They're
God
very
damn it,
excited about
Jack.
I don't know them.
it. I'm
Oh,
stealing
you
off,
got to listen to them. Come on. Come on,
copy,
Rich. Get on the
All right.
bandwagon, my friend.
copying off
Is
of
it
Mark's
still like
feature.
the disinfectant alcohol?
It's with a WYTCH.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Fantastic band.
All right.
Yes. Another band, great band, Neosporin. Another great band. No, no, no.
Love it.
Take it
Dude, I
back.
think we should follow this up and we all do our homework on the bands we don't know. Like I'm gonna check Castle
Nogzima,
Rat,
the other band.
Witch Hazel. All right. I think we should do
Yes.
that.
Yeah.
Witch
Yeah.
Hazel is
Which Hazel? Hold on.
1,000% support for me. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
yeah, go ahead and copy off. Go ahead and we can double up. I think that just it adds to the, it helps these bands, help
Okay.
people remember. It's on my list, even if they are defunct. White Wizard for sure. Great stuff. Creatures, as Rich just mentioned, band from Australia, who are definitely power metal, but I love them as Vanishing Point, and I think they're
Hmm.
close enough. So I think they're not just so far into power metal that I think that they have some crossover. In fact, I'm going to
They've
name
been
a
around for a while, haven't they?
what's that?
They've been around for a while, haven't they?
They, I don't, I think they're one of those bands who they've been off and on. So I felt like I could kind of, I don't think they were the previous century. So, but yeah, we can scratch them if they're not, if they're older than I'm remembering. But so a band that John Asher, actually Asher PR, brought up is, I'm going to probably bungle the name. It's AEDAN Sky, Aiden Sky. Very much, especially the first half of the record is just straight Walls of Jericho, Halloween. But again,
Oh,
it's
Oh, nice.
melodic enough that I'm comfortable calling like also saying that they straddle the line.
okay.
I had Wings of Steel, but I knew Rich was going to bring them up. Manimal, another power metal band out of France, great stuff.
Yeah.
Our friends in Seven Kingdoms, great band, and they absolutely straddle the
Been
line. Like,
behind them since day one too.
yeah, we've been behind them since day one, and they're blowing up. It's great to see Camden Cruz and great to see them doing well. Yeah, so and then their sister band, Unleash the Archers, again, kind of power metal, but definitely straddle the line, especially their last record. All right, I'm gonna finish. I'm just gonna go blast through the rest of them. Skullfist, Rich already mentioned. Show and Tell, great Phoenix band. They're on the rise. Like I saw them open for Killer Dwarfs, and the guy walked out, and everyone in the room went like, "Oh my gosh, look at this guy!" Like it was like absolutely stepped here from 1985. But great sound. Castle Rat, of course, is on my list. Dust Bolt, they're mostly thrash. So again, they're kind of borderline. But got Dust Bolt. I was going to list Haunt, Crystal Viper, Tail Gunner, and then I was going to say actually got two more, and actually I want to see if you guys chime in on these two, even though we're probably way over time. I was again doing my research over the weekend. I saw Wikipedia was saying Spirit Adrift, a band I really love, but I was like, Spirit Adrift, new wave of traditional heavy metal. I don't know, but great band. But I'm curious what you guys think. And then the last one is a band I don't know that kind of came up in my research. I want to check out is Summerlands or Summerlands.
Oh, Summerlands, yeah.
Yeah, I was like,
Another one on my list.
This
Damn
one
it.
here's
all right. So I cheated because I don't know that band. So
yeah, they're
so all
good.
right. I'm gonna shush. Go ahead, Mark.
No. I'm just messing with you. Um, Witch Hazel and Summerlands, double vote, 100%. Go check them out. That first Summerlands record is off the charts, amazing. I remember getting into them, and that was just a fantastic record. Screamer is a band that you should be checking out. I believe they are Swedish. Um, the Enforcer logo, Screamer has kind of the
Mm,
same
yeah.
artwork type of thing going on. I mentioned Visigoth in one of my comments when talking about Eternal
Mm,
Champion. That's a band that you should check out. There is a new band out of the UK that is called Wailing Banshee, female fronted. Think Iron Maiden, Judas Priest, pure to the bone, but just fronted by a female. They've got an EP that's currently out right now that is absolutely fantastic. A band that did not come up that is very near and dear to my heart is Seven Sisters.
Oh,
Um,
I know the name.
I
Out
believe
again.
they have 3 or 4 albums that are
Mhm.
out, but this is very much in the vein of prog. Very talented artist. There is a side project that isn't necessarily metal, but it's called Phantom Spell. The latest Phantom Spell record is one of the best records I've heard in a very long time.
Hmm.
Um, Small band out of the Pacific Northwest called Greyhawk. D&D, Iron Maiden, the whole 9 yards. Um, Getting really out there, maybe on the bleeding edge, there is a French band that is called Slift, Slift. You definitely want to have a drink. You definitely want to have a little something. You want to put those headphones on and you want to listen to this stuff, because that is an absolutely fantastic band. Check that out. Witch Hazel was mentioned. Early Moods was another band. Early Moods opened for Castle Rat here in Los Angeles. So they are a California-based doom-ish type of band. Spirit Adrift actually was on my list, Jack. I'll put it in there. I'll stump for it. Beastmaker I had mentioned. Grand Magus is a band. Power, traditional type metal. Definitely check those guys out. Um, Out of Texas, a pair of bands, Savage Master and Mean Mistreater.
Yes, Savage Master. They were
Savage
also
Yep.
at
Master.
Hell's Heroes. I saw their footage. They were great.
Absolutely fantastic bands that you
Mhm.
should be looking into. 2 bands that have their roots here in Southern California. Persecutor with a K and Entranced. Entranced is fronted by James Paul Luna, formerly of White Wizard and Holy Grail. Um, I had
Yeah.
heard that this band is maybe possibly broken up, but Riot City. Um,
Yes, I think they are,
yeah,
unfortunately.
Yeah.
I remember that name.
City.
that's too
Yep.
bad because man, are they awesome.
Mhm.
I have 2 bands to finish. If you're into speed metal, breakneck speed metal, there is a band that's called Mechanic Tyrants. It's a bit of a concept album, but it is full on speed thrash metal. The Saint Demian Riots. You want to check that album out because that album is awesome. And who was
Huh.
I going to end with? Doggone it. Is that it? Mechanic Tyrants. I think that's it. I'll
All
close
right.
my mouth because I could talk for another 20 minutes if you want it.
Well,
I
I
think I
have
got
to.
one more. Oh, I forgot. Go ahead, Jack.
Oh, no, go ahead.
Oh, no, 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 no. I have a band. I saw it on my list. I know who it is. Um, Probably not the traditional sense that they don't have like the super long hair and the black leather and the studs. This is very much in the prog, but I would be remiss. George Edert would kick my ass for not saying this. Elder.
Yes.
What's
Yeah.
Elder.
the name?
Elder.
Not NWOTHM at all, but still, that's I owe Mark that one. I was not familiar. What a great band, and what a George, yeah, or Jorg,
George Edert. Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
George, hi.
yeah,
Uh, just that, those stupid things that you do on social media for Spotify or whatever. My Apple Music. Uh, Innate Passage was the #1 record for me in 2024. It's probably going to be the #1 record for me in 2025 because I'm still listening to it. Omens, Innate Passage, 2 fantastic records for you to check out and get into. And I don't give a shit. New wave of traditional heavy metal adjacent because they're prog and metal.
We were
gatekeeping.
saying we were going to talk about 5 bands. I think we're at 205 bands right now.
Well, there's
My
one more.
it's my
Again,
fault. My bad.
I
No,
applaud
I'm
Mark's
just joking.
shout out to Elder, even though they're not new wave traditional heavy metal. Great, fantastic band. Absolutely check them out. But I'm going to throw out one more thing. I know we're all sick of each other at this point, and so is whoever's still watching. They're sick of us. But the band we didn't talk about, which well, actually somebody mentioned them earlier. What about Ghost? I mean,
They are a part of this. Of course they are. When
yeah,
did Opus come out? 2010, I think.
Probably,
2000,
yeah.
yeah, 2010, 2011. Yeah, I'd say straight up to Meliora. And
Yeah,
I like the albums that followed, but I think straight up to Meliora, they're absolutely traditional heavy metal for
of
sure,
course.
in my view.
Well,
So
dude, totally. You can't argue that. That's what they are.
um,
I've seen them live and a fantastic band. They
Yeah,
they filled the Forum in Los Angeles and it was like a religious experience. Every concert's a religious experience for me,
yeah.
but still, I mean, everybody was singing along,
Yep.
and what what a show. One hell of a production for them to do. I mean, it letter perfect on the songs, and
Mm.
just amazing.
Yeah, they're awesome. You can't deny that they're not metal. Maybe they have pop songs, pop rock songs, but who in heavy metal hasn't really done that, right? That wasn't a crossover song. That was more melodic pop rock, right? Even Judas Priest with "Living After Midnight," right? I mean, come on. Or Turbo Lover. Everybody's got their songs in their catalog that are more radio friendly, and Ghost is the same, right?
Yeah.
I want the artists that I like to experiment a little bit.
Yeah,
I think that that's fair because
yeah,
look, I love metal, and there's a lot of different ways that you can eat a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, but it's still a PB&J at the end of the day. So, sometimes
yeah.
it's a little spicy and fast with jalapenos, and sometimes it's a little sweet with
Yeah.
ballads and honey. So, I'm all for it.
Yeah, as long as you don't change your sound, as long as you don't go off the rails and you sound like completely different. You can have those other elements and ingredients in your music and still be that band and sound like that band,
Can I
right?
can I can I be nasty? Can I take just a moment and take the mask off and be a dick about something?
Take a pot shot. Go for it.
Okay, I'm glad none of you picked Motley Crue because fuck those guys. So sorry, apologies, language warning, but there you go.
And I got one more band. I know we're done, but I got to throw one more. I forgot. I heard a new song. Have you ever heard of the band Bullet?
No.
I don't think so.
I forgot where they're from, but we're all fans of ACDC, both eras. But Bon Scott, ACDC fans, if you took that era and you mixed it with Udo Dirkschneider and Accept, that's Bullet. And they have a new record coming out in 2026. I know there's a single out there. I heard it and I was like, these guys are, I've heard their other music too, but I was like, wow, this new song sounds awesome. So for fans of ACDC, Bon Scott era, and Accept, that's where you're going to get out of the band Bullet. Killers.
Nice.
Speaking of
Yeah.
German metal, the Accept is opening for Queensryche next month. Come on, a tour kicks off, or it's going to be coming
Yeah.
through here. What a bill that is.
And Bullet are
Yeah.
from Sweden, by the way. When you look them up, they're from Sweden.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now we're totally off the rails.
All right.
Now
All
that
right.
we have,
So
now we have gone into, now that we're at 207 bands, we are exhausted right now. I think we're done.
yeah.
We have to
Yeah.
do a part. We have to do a part two.
Okay, so now we're going to do the Ace Frehley tribute. So who wants to go first?
That's the that's the next one. I can't.
Yes, okay, that's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah. No, I think our viewers are done too. But yeah. All right. All right. So Mark Pruitt of the
Thanks for
Whiskey
watching.
Network, and of course, significantly for this conversation, the NWOTHM, and of course, near and dear to my heart, Support
Sport,
Life
life,
and
and
Music.
music. Yep.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Mark. And
Check
thank
me out at Bravewords and Bravewords as well.
Bravewords. Well, and don't forget, see Tranquility.
And see you,
And
Tranquility. Right. Yep.
yeah, and
All
Metal
right.
Asylum. Rich
Yep.
and I are yeah, and check out Support Life and Music. That's my life these days, and we're doing good. We're doing. That's proper grammar. We're doing good. We're helping musicians kind of deal with challenges and protecting musician mental health and well-being. So Support Life and Music, and other stuff. That's it. All right, thanks for watching. Thank you
All right.
guys for being
Thanks.
on. This has been a blast. I'm gonna hit
Yep.
stop. Big finger coming in. We're gonna hit pause
Cheers,
the
everybody.
recording.
Thanks, guys. Hello,
All right.
everybody out there. This is
All right, Rich,
Catino
can you
over at
top that?
MetalAsylum on Facebook, and I write for
We'll see.
Bravewords, the Metal Hall of Fame,
Give
and
me a countdown.
also
Let me
the
think for a
new wave
second.
of traditional heavy metal at Sea of
Yeah, when you're ready,
Tranquility, where I
I'll
talk
do
about
it
all the
once.
great new music
I'll
that's
do
out there
3, 2,
from
1.
all your heavy metal bands from the new generation. Go over to S.L.A.M, support life and music, and my friend Jack Mangan, who provides all sorts of resources and information and positive discussions to help you and guide you as you go through this crazy and hectic music industry. They have great discussions and links and services to help everybody stay on track and stay positive. Cheers.
Hey, Mark, why couldn't yours have been more like that?
I can't believe I did it in one take.
Is
The-
Mark still here? You still here, Mark?
The easiest way to get me to do something is to tell me, why didn't you do it like Rich?
Ah,
Actually, by the way, thank you guys both. That was wonderful. Thanks. I appreciate it. And actually, I mean, not today. I'd love the three of us definitely have some rapport. The three of us should do an episode, a S.L.A.M episode one of these days, and we should do more of these. Mark, I want to, before I forget, a good buddy of Rich's and mine based out of New Jersey, a guy Metal Walt from Metal Mayhem ROC.
Oh yeah,
He asked me for your contact info. So
he did. Oh wow,
he did, yeah. So I was like, yeah, I'll definitely
feel free.
connect you guys. So, but I want to get your blessing. I just want
Huh?
to.
wait, did
Rich-
you already do? Go ahead, Mark. I'm sorry.
Rich, you and I think need to get together, and we need to do some collaboration. If you're looking for some extra hired guns or something, I'm happy to send you links of some of the things that I've written, and you can
Yeah.
look at some of the videos that I've done. But I'd love to collaborate with you on some things.
Yeah, totally. Especially this new wave of traditional heavy metal. You schooled me on 3 or 4 bands tonight.
And I think well, I